Alright. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Ships Across the Border. My name is Max. I'm with my teammate Chris, and today we have on one of our assistant coaches, the first coach that we've had on the podcast, a Mondjii alumni, 6'8", big man, Coach Cedric, a.k.a. Ceddy, a.k.a. what number were you?
22.
Zach Fulford, 22.
Oh, it's like for like speaking better and shit?
No.
So why'd you say for the podcast?
Bacon's not real and neither are now.
No, bacon's not real, because if you go to a grocery store, there's too much bacon.
Keep working, your time will come.
It sounds like you're eating human bone.
It's a mini.
It sounds like you're eating hamster bone.
It might be stupid, but is India in the Middle East? I don't think so. Is it? Doing pretty good.
I'm vibing.
So, Ced, I know where you're from. I know that baguettes, in my opinion, are luxury food. But you talk about where you're from on the pod.
Okay, so I was born in Nantes, France. That's a small town, like 3 hours outside of Paris. My mom and my grandmother immigrated from Cameroon, Africa, a city called Douala. Obviously, they moved for better opportunities and stuff like that. But when my mom got out there, she encountered a lot of racism when she was getting into the journalism field, and she obviously just wasn't messing with it anymore. So she was like, you know what, like, Cedric, you're 3, I'm sorry, but I'm going to send you back with your grandmother to Cameroon, because at this point, like, my family had come into, like, we had started making money in Cameroon, like, through a gas, like, we own a gas company and stuff like that we, like, founded ourselves. But so I stayed with my grandmother there for age of 3 to 8, so about 5 years in Cameroon, Africa. And
So
then
born in France?
Yeah, born in France.
Back to Cameroon?
Back to Cameroon.
Your mom stayed in France?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no, my mom moved to America.
Okay.
Right.
And you were back?
And I went back to Douala, Cameroon, Africa. And I stayed there for 8 years, you know, lived with my grandmother, my, like, older adopted brother. And, yeah, like, we were just going to school, you know, playing soccer outside with the neighborhood kids and stuff like that.
Soccer's your first sport?
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Big ass.
Were you better at soccer than you are at basketball?
Big ass. soccer player.
I'd say no. Because I didn't get a chance to develop in soccer because, like, as we get deeper in, I can explain why, like, I actually got to play basketball instead of soccer.
Imagine you, like, playing for the Mondjii soccer team. You're, like, 5'7".
I thought about it, though.
And then fucking you see Ceddy, lanky, 6'9",
I
running at you.
thought about it, man.
Like center man. I'm terrified.
I thought about it, but
To be a goalie?
Nah, I was
Take up the whole damn fucking net.
I was a sweeper.
Whole damn net.
I was a sweeper and midfielder, like defensive midfielder.
What is a sweeper?
I don't know.
But after 8 years, my mom was like, "Hey, I have enough money to bring you over
To America.
Yeah, to America." And she got married to my stepfather, who I didn't meet at the time.
So you didn't see your mom for 8 years as a kid?
Didn't see my mom for 8 years. No.
Was there, like, how do you communicate? Like,
Back then,
phone?
like, she called me every night because you had the phone cards
Okay.
that you could just, like, make calls and stuff like that. So she called every day. That was my contact with her every day. She would send presents. Like, I had the PSP, the PlayStation 2 that came out. I had that. I had the Game Boy Color. Like, she would always send stuff because she was in America. So, you know, they had access to things. And, like, that would be just the way she would just, like, keep in contact with me, like, every day. It was hard. I used to be mad a lot of the time. I didn't understand that she was doing it for a better life. So I move with her in Newark. I landed in Newark. We're living in Jersey City, New Jersey. Okay. It's my stepdad, my mom, and me. You know, in a 2-bedroom, living in a freaking attic, because it's still hard times. And I just started going to school out there, primary prep, small little grammar school, private school. Obviously, my mom was trying to send me to any public school in the hood because obviously I didn't even speak English at this point. I'm fresh off, like, coming.
I didn't even book that.
Yeah.
Didn't speak any English.
Not at all. Like, I learned it a little bit in Cameroon, but, like, nothing obviously would prepare me for America. So my first year, Shout out Miss Nally in the 3rd grade.
Shout out Miss Nally.
She helped me out all the time. I didn't speak any English, so like my grades like were just like I obviously picked things up, but like for the first 6 months I didn't speak for real. Like, I was just listening.
So wait, what language do they speak in Cameroon?
They speak French. They were colonized by the French, but there's tribal languages. So my father, who's like never was really in my life like that, he was from the Douala tribe, which is the city of like it was a city called Douala. That's the Douala tribe, and my mom is from the Bamileke tribe, and like they're the most close knit tribe in like all of Cameroon, and they speak Patois. So
You can fully speak 3 languages.
No, I can only speak French. My grandmother never taught me Bamileke because Patois because she was literally like gossiping to her friends, and she was just like mind your business type thing. So she never.
But you were born in France, so they speak French there. So obviously
Yeah.
you're able to come back to Cameroon and be able to speak the language. So that's
Yeah.
like, yeah, imagine like that's that's crazy. So like, imagine going to another country and like living there. You're like, that's insane.
And then the thing is like Cameroon and Ivory Coast are the only 2 countries where you can only speak French and get away with it. Like any other country, you should or must speak a tribal language because like once you're outside like the main city, like some people just literally only speak the tribal language. They never learn anything else. Like my great grandmother didn't speak any French. I have pictures with her, but like she was taking care of me obviously, but she didn't speak any French.
So how'd you communicate with her?
I was just a baby anyways, but
Yeah.
like it was weird. Like even my mom, who she could understand the patois, but she didn't speak back to to her grandmother, my great grandmother. Like they were legitimately.
So how old were you when you learned English?
Moved there when I was 8. My birthday's like a leap year, so I'd say like by the age of 9.
Your birthday's on a leap year?
Yeah.
Bro, this is confusing.
Just
What's
threw that in
going
there.
on right now?
Just threw that in there. My birthday, that's your birthday's on a leap year.
So, yeah.
February 29th.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
That's kind of so. Do you celebrate your birthday on March 1st or February 28th?
I'm not a birthday person. Like you guys see how I am. I really don't celebrate myself in general, which like I'm learning more to do so. Like, but I alternate days because like one of my best friends will be like, I'm gonna say to you on March 1st regardless. Then I got a bunch of people who'll be like, I'm only saying on the 28th. So I'll get birthdays on February 28th and March 1st. Like I really don't pick.
That's
my
the
birthday.
first person I've ever met with a leap year birthday.
Yeah, also, same. Holy shit.
Damn, that's weird. That's crazy. So then, how do you go from how do you like pick up basketball for the first time?
Seems
like you got a lot of other shit going on.
Yeah. So 3rd to 8th grade, I'm strictly playing soccer. Like
And at PS2 or whatever.
Yeah, at primary prep. Chill. Not PS, public school. I went private school.
No, I was talking like PS2, like
Yeah,
PlayStation.
and the game, but mom is so strict that like when I got to America, I didn't play any games. Like she didn't allow me to play games. Like I had my PS2, but it stayed like in a box. Like she was like, no, like schoolwork, go home. Sure, you can play soccer. So like I started playing travel soccer because this one coach, Coach Ali, he saw that I was better than all the other kids on the rec team, so he moved me up to his travel team and he moved me a year ahead with his son. So I started playing soccer, and I can fast forward. I was 6 feet in the 5th grade, so I still wasn't playing basketball.
6 foot in the 5th grade.
Yeah, but then one day like. We're in 7th grade, and my guys, they're just like, yo, Cedric, we need an extra person for basketball. Because when at lunch, when they play basketball, I just sat down, like, I got soccer practice later. And then they're like, yo, we just need extra body. So I'm playing, like, good defense, I guess. And they're like, yo, like, Cedric, I don't know why you don't play basketball. It's just not my thing. Like, everybody tells me to play it, so I really just don't want to play it. I go to St. Peter's Prep. And I played soccer there my freshman year. We go 8-2-2, first soccer team in the history of St. Peter's Prep, freshman team to have a winning record. But I had bad grades. So bad grades for my mom is C's, right? So she's like, you're done playing soccer. You're done playing sports. That's how after my freshman year ends. She's like, you're done. So over the summer, one of my guys, John Hillman, he plays football and he played basketball. He was on varsity freshman year. Ended up going.
You have a mad good memory.
Yeah, I remember everything.
Like, oh yeah, 8-2-2, one tie, won by 15 points last game. That's very good ass memory.
Yeah.
Continue.
So John Hillerman, he's like, yo, like he's walking with me. He ended up going to Boston College for football.
That's a nice ass school.
Yeah, and then he ended up playing in the NFL for a little bit for the Giants. I'm walking with him, and the basketball coach sees me. He's like, hey, like, you go to school here? I'm like, yeah, I go to school here. He's like, are you trying to play basketball? I was like, sure, I'll try it. I can't play soccer anymore, so. What's my mom gonna say? Like, she won't even know. She'll never believe me because I never wanted to play basketball. So I show up to practice with running shoes, like to open gym with running shoes on. Don't own a pair of basketball shoes ever because, again, I don't play basketball. So Jaron Brooks, assistant coach, he St. Peter's Prep now, but he was assistant coach with St. Pat's when they had Kyrie Irving and like all those guys.
Yeah.
He has extra shoes, so he's like, here, like use those shoes. They're black and yellow. Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal, like beat up. But hey, I start playing and I block shots. I'm rebounding. And they're like, this is your first time ever touching the ball? I'm like, yeah, like, I can catch. I can finish a little bit. They're like, hey, man, like, start coming back. So that whole summer, I'm just playing open gym with them. Like, that's really how it started. Then my mom one day is like, hey, like, why are you never home? I know you're not playing soccer anymore because, like, your cleats are here, right? You have a bag, which you always have a bag, but, like, you just don't look like you play soccer anymore. So I'm just there, like, she sat me down. She's like, what are you doing? And, like, Africans are mad dramatic. So she goes, are you doing crack? Are you doing cocaine? Are you selling drugs? And because I'm nervous to tell her that all I'm doing is playing basketball. I'm nervous. So I go, like, I take a pause, and I'm like, I'm playing basketball. She goes, no, you're not. Like, you would never do that. I go, all right, call the coach up. Like, I have his number. Like, call him. So she calls. He's like, is he playing basketball? And he's like, yeah, he's actually okay. Like, we want him to play. Right? And, like, at the time, like, they had just won the county championship the year before with 5 seniors. And, like, one of them ended up
This
going.
is an insane memory. I got to pause. That is,
It's going so fast.
I didn't even remember what I ate for dinner last night.
Like I can literally tell you, like, Kevin Walker was the starting point guard. He ended up going to West Caldwell D2. Stephon Wyatt,
That's cool.
he ended up going to St. John's, PA.
What high school is it again?
St. Peter's Prep. Yeah, so it's in Jersey City, New Jersey. Stephon Wyatt, who had gone to my grammar school as well, ended up going to St. Peter's Prep. He goes to play D1 at St. John's in PA. Keith Lumpkin goes to play football
So
D1 at Rutgers. Yeah.
Y'all were tough.
Yeah. They just won the county championship again this year, like yesterday.
So it's a notably good school.
Yeah.
Well, you said the Kyrie went to
Kyrie went to St. Pat's, which at the time was a powerhouse. He went there with Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yeah.
So Michael Kidd Gilchrist went
Good
to
high school.
Kentucky because he was the number 2 player in the class, and then Kyrie Irving goes to Duke the next year. Plays
Good high
8
school.
games. And
Y'all played them?
Goes to the
Huh?
league.
We didn't know.
Was
I
there
wasn't in high school. I wasn't in high school yet when Kyrie and Michael Kidd Gilchrist, but Kyrie did come to open gym and cook all of us during the NBA lockout year when they started. They had
Came to
no
your
summer
school.
league.
You played against Kyrie?
Yeah, I opened gym against
How old are
Kyrie.
you?
I was 15, 16.
How big were you?
I was 6'7". Oh no, I was 6'6". Yeah, he came to open gym because he knew the assistant coach.
Because he coached at his school when he was there.
Yeah,
Okay,
so he was just
I
like,
got
hey,
you.
like, come to open gym. And Kyrie was just fooling around. But then one of us stole the ball from him.
No.
Then he sham gods, in and out dribbles, off the glass, dunk. And
He sat up in his chair and shit.
yeah. And after that, like, he just never, like, didn't score. Like, he was scoring the whole time. But yeah, so, like, my mom got on the phone with the coach, and Todd Decker was like, yeah, like, I like him on the team. I want him on the team. So she went. Mind you, we moved. I didn't even tell you guys. We moved from Jersey to New York, to Brooklyn, New York. So I was traveling an hour and a half to go to school, play basketball, all that. So
That's why you're never fucking home.
literally. And that's why my mom was like, what are you doing? But so
He's trapping and shit.
my mom takes the train all the way to New Jersey to meet with my coach. Because at this point, he's like, yo, I really want him to play because I really think he can help us. And I think he could really do something with basketball. So that happens, and then my mom put stipulations on it. She's like, yeah, you still got to pick up your brother in Harlem. So I'm doing that. I tell my coach, like, yeah, like, I can't really full-time commit. And you know how head coaches are. They're like, you can't full-time commit? Why would I keep you around? Like, I don't need you. I'm trying to help you out as much as I would like you for the future, but I don't need you. So he cuts me. Right at
Freshman year. This is freshman year.
This is my sophomore year.
Yeah.
He cuts me. He's like, I don't think you're dedicated enough, Cedric, like, because you're not here all the time. So I'm like, Mom, I'm not gonna lie, I can't pick up my little brother no more. Like, if I really want to, like, play, I gotta be there. So even after I do that, like, an additional month, I have no jersey. I didn't get any practice stuff. I'm just there, like, practicing. Just working. And finally, one day, like, before a game, he's like, Cedric, you're on the team. Like, here's your jersey. Here's the gear. Like, I get all the shoes that come with it. I get the warm-ups. Like, 'cause we were sponsored by Under Armour at the time. No, we were sponsored by Nike that year. So I get all the stuff, and I'm official on the team. Everybody's happy. Go to my first game with them. Like, it was a JV game. We blow them out, but I get in the game, score an and one, like, you know, make the free throw. So everybody's like, yeah, like, happy. And that's how my sophomore year got, like, started, like, playing basketball. That's literally when I was my
That's how
sophomore
you
year.
started hooping. And how do you elevate that? How do you go from, like, being kind of like a project. Like never
Yeah.
played basketball before. On like you said, like in and out of like the team just based on like life outside of. But that means like you're not really like hooping. You're not. Really, So how do you go from that to turning yourself into like a college basketball player over the next 2 years?
So I'm in New York City. I just say I'm lucky because like I met people who played basketball. So I started going to parks, hooping at parks. It's a private school, so we're hooping in the summer. We're lifting. So like the guys around me, like they just wanted me to get better. Honestly,
Is there no like Because at the prep school I went to in Ohio, there's like regulations. Like
It's
we're
not
only
a,
allowed,
my,
like,
my school wasn't a prep school. It was St. Peter's Preparatory High School. So
That's
it's,
what schools have like in different states. There's like different
yeah. So
rules in the
no.
summer.
So we could work out. It was just a certain amount of hours we
Like
could
with
do
the
a week.
coach?
Yeah, we could just do open gym. So we just do open gym, but like there's guidelines of what we can do before open gym, and we can lift with him. So, excuse me. So we just can't. He can't just be in the gym with us, like doing stuff. But the assistant coaches can also do stuff.
They can
with
do
us.
this.
Yeah. So I'm just doing that, and then like the other guys, like shout out Tyrone O'Gara, like that was my big bro. Like he's the one who really like he transferred from St. Pat's too, and that was his senior year. So that whole like first year, I'm also working with him. Like he's staying late after practice. He's staying late. So he's like, hey man, just get in the gym with me. You feel me? Like he ended up going to Fairleigh Dickinson, and then he went to Monmouth. So
Both D1.
yeah, both D1. So he's like, yo, get in the gym with me. Like, I got you. He's helping me out. And he's like, yo, I really was good at blocking shots. So he wants me to play defense on him because he's 6'4". He jumps out the gym. I jump out the gym. So we're just going at each other. And that's really helped me. And then, like, I just kept working. And honestly, that junior year, I got some minutes. I was on varsity in JV. I get minutes, but, like, again, we're a good school. So the seniors in front of me, they're really good. Like, Travis White, like, our point guard, he ends up going to St. Peter's University. Like, that's where
St. Peter's like the one in Kentucky.
Yeah,
In
that
Jersey,
one. Like, he ends up going there. So we're just, like, I'm just hooping. I'm just, like, playing hard. And, like, I'm just getting better at practice, to be honest. But my thing is, I'm in my head, like, I need game reps at this point. Because you can do all the practicing you want. We all know.
Shit, we know about that now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why, like, I understand where you guys come from, but I also know, like, this is what you got to do. Like, this is a journey.
For
so
sure.
I'm there, like, I need game reps. I'm also still a knucklehead, so I end up having a fight with one of my best friends, Cedric, right outside the courtyard. We're just like literally slap boxing. The dean comes out. I was already late a lot of the time. I was already like messing up in school, so they asked me to leave at the end of the year. They're like, yeah, like we're not keeping you past like your junior year.
Like the school. kicked you
Yeah,
out.
the school. So
Damn.
I'm like,
it's a private school.
yeah, and they don't play that. So I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do? So
Mom
my
up your
mom my mom doesn't care about the hooping and dreams like that because again, like she's African, she's old school, she's like school. So I get homeschooled that whole senior year. Mind you, I'm still playing basketball, but like, I'm not getting any exposure.
Who are you playing basketball? You just hoop by yourself?
Like I'm
at
going
court?
to the park, I'm going to the gyms. Like even my college, like even my high school coach, like he still like had me around the program, but it wasn't like consistent because at this point like they're in season and stuff. So I kind of like didn't take that year off.
And
but
who
I'm just-
homeschooled you?
like so the state they brought a instructional person, but they never told me that I had to take the state exams. So May comes around, I got accepted to go to a D3 school, New England College in like freaking upstate, like up
To
like
hoop?
yeah, to hoop. Like they were okay. I ended up like I was about to go there, but then I need to take the state tests. The
Like
two state
SAT
tests.
and
No, not
ACT?
the state. The SAT, I took that. I was accepted. But you need to take state high school tests, like that are mandatory for every public school kid. And now I'm in the public school system, just home instructed. So,
Then you got kicked out of school, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah. So I'm like,
for slap boxing. And
yeah. It's a Jesuit high school. They don't play around, man. Like, and I already had done other things. Like I had cursed out a teacher because he had disrespected me. I'm not gonna lie, but like, should I react a little better? I guess. But I had done other things. Like I'm late all the time. So they're just like, you know what? Like you just don't look like you want to be here for real. And we could just have somebody else in your spot, which they do. So test taking time. I pass the history one. I passed the English one. I barely failed the math one. So they're like, yeah, like we can't give you a high school diploma, like because you failed it. So I'm like, wait, what? Like, what are you doing here? Like, first of all, you guys didn't tell me, so now I can't go to college because of this test. So like, you have one more chance to take it in August. In August, that's when people are moving in. Like, what are we doing? So I end up like having to wait because I took the test and I passed it, but I ended up having to wait like until like I'm now at this point I think I'm just gonna go to school in January, second semester. You know, like I'll be on the team. I probably won't play because I'm a freshman. I'm coming in. It's like I'm keeping in contact with the coach. But then like my best friend who got kicked out, who got me kicked out because they said he can stay because he hadn't done as many like bad things that I had done. He's like, hey bro, like honestly, like I transferred out. I'm in Maryland right now at Woodlawn High School.
He went to New England school?
No. He went to he was a junior, so he was a junior that year. So he took his senior year and he transferred to school in Maryland, high school, Woodlawn High School. He's like, bro, like I know things are bad at home because my mom is on my case, like she's on my ass. She's like, yo, like you were supposed to do this and you didn't do this, in French and shit. I'm just there like, I don't understand how you want me to like do any of this. Like, it's over. I'm kicked out. So he's like, you can just move in with me. Like, come to Maryland, move in with me, redo your senior year the right way, right? And, hey, like, play basketball, but actually play. You're on varsity, you'll start. So I get his family to adopt me, right?
His family adopted you?
His family adopted me, like
legit papers?
Like, legit papers, bro. I'm living with his older cousin who's, like, 54. Like, he's my uncle, right? At this point, shout out Lance Fuller, because, like, down there, he's super connected. Like, I'm talking, like, he's friends with John Thompson. Like he was a second round pick in the league. So he's well connected in Maryland. So I'm living with him. So now I'm living, breathing basketball. We get there. I get there. I start getting interviewed because I'm just a 6'8" kid who's coming out of nowhere. I'm like, whoa, I was never in this role before. I was always watching everybody get interviewed because we had won the state championship in freaking high school at St. Peter's Prep, like the year before I got kicked out. We won. So I was on the team for that, but I'm just watching everybody get interviewed, so I know how to behave and stuff. We get on the court, have a good season. We end up winning the county championship.
In Maryland. This is why you claim the DMV.
Yeah, that's why I claim the DMV super hard, bro, because I was like first team all division, like all defensive team. I make the all-star game, county versus city. I'm getting recruited, like D2 schools are looking at me, but I'm still not ready because, again, no game experience. So I end up going to D1 JUCO, Baltimore City Community College. And there, like, again, I don't play my first year because I'm not strong enough. You got another transfer who came in from Bowie State, a D2 school, so he's better than me. Like, but it's just a process. Again, you got to restart every level you go to. Because I'm coming off the best season of my life. I just was a good player. Like, I was just an all-star. Like, so I'm there. Like, I was big in my head, but I'm with my uncle, and he's just like, "You're not good enough yet, man. Like, I'm telling you right now, you're not ready. You know, I know all these coaches. I'm not sending you there. Like, you're not, because they're gonna send you home back to me. That's what he's talking. And that's why I'm so blunt and honest with the players now, because like, you need to hear this from me. I'm your coach. You're gonna respect it more than like you're put in a situation with somebody who doesn't tell you anything, or he just like, yeah, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always respect somebody who does that more. So I go there with the D1 to the D1 JUCO, like Baltimore City, and I'm just there like, and he's like, yeah, you're not good enough to play for me right now. Like, you just gotta work harder. You're not playing hard. Like, you're not running through the sets hard enough. You don't know the plays. Sounds familiar. I go through my whole half the year to know the plays, and by the second half, the rotation set. Now you gotta be a good practice player and know the plays. So he knows that at least you know. I popped out and had one good game against like actually a really good D1 JUCO. Like, I scored like 8 points in like this time I had, and like I showed a spurt, but there were still people ahead of me. You just gotta be ready for your moment. You feel me? So that's what happens. And then that whole summer, I ended up like just working on my game. I was in the rotation my second year, but guess what? One of my best friends, who's one of my best friends now, he comes over, and he's again a guy who takes the minutes I could have had. He's my height, but he shoots the three out the ball. He can post up. He's 215. He's coming from Robert Morris, where he redshirted. D1. So he comes in, and I'm competing with him. I'm getting minutes, but it's like, dude, if you weren't here, I'd probably be playing more. But I'm not a hater, so he ended up becoming one of my best friends. And again, he goes back D1 to Cedric, Connecticut. And at that point, I didn't know if I wanted to keep playing basketball. So season ends. The Mondjii coach at the time, Mike Blaine, was like on me heavy. I had other D3s on me, and then like I had like 2 D2s. Like the one that I was gonna go to was Mercy. Mercy. Mercyhurst is in PA. Yeah. Mercy College. It's in upstate. It's in New York too, but like on the like closer to Connecticut side. It's in the same league as Damon. But I'm like, man, like I don't know. I don't if I have the same love for the game. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go D3. I'm gonna go to Buffalo. There's a lot of New York City kids out here. Like I can have fun but still play. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still competitive. So I come out here and I'm thinking like, hey, like this is D3. I should have went D2. Like I'm starting when I come here. Like that's my mindset again. Don't start. But like I understand why. And again, like I was good enough to play and I definitely start. But hey, like I'm a new guy. So I come in, I do my job, and I found my love for the game again. I'm just competitive. So that whole season, they had just come off winning the AMC season that year, and like losing in the first round. So I helped them that year. We get back. We go to the semifinal. We lose. I just felt like that year we had lost like Johnny Belton, who was the offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year. Like he's just.
Oh, he's like 6'5", like bigger guy.
Yeah, he was
dark skin.
He's 6'2" guy. The 6'2" guy that was here. No. Johnny Belton.
Oh, he came at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. And he came a little bit like earlier. He was coaching at Harvard for a little bit.
No, you're thinking of fucking John, the fucking.
No. There's another dude who came in a white wife beater.
No, not him.
6'5".
Not him. I'm talking Johnny Belton. I'll show you him.
Oh
next
no,
time.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So he had just left the program. So nobody's the guy anymore. So I felt like that whole season, like we were just like wondering like who was gonna be the guy. Nobody ever stepped up, and like we were missing leadership for the most part. But like Mike Hollenbeck, the center at the point, he was a pretty good leader. But you only do so much by yourself. I feel like. So then senior year, come in, it's me and the senior point guard. I'm finally in the leadership role.
And this is the year that Rod came in.
Yes,
Rod
and Cam come in, and they're my No, Rod came in my senior year because he was freshman, and Kendall came in my junior year. So me and Kendall come to the team, and we both got recruited to come here to help like right away. Kendall would have played right away, but he broke his hand
as a freshman.
He broke his hand. he broke his hand the like fourth game into the season at Worcester. And
Worcester's tough.
Yeah, Worcester's tough. But we would have won that game. Probably he plays. So he's out for that year. Second year he's ineligible. My senior year, and Rodney comes in freshman year. But Rodney wasn't ready to play. So he's on the bench. He wasn't going to play over me at that point. So he's there. He plays spare minutes. But, I mean, I just wasn't a good senior, I'll be honest. Like, my leadership sucked. And nobody else on the team could have really been that leader. So we finish out. We lose in the semifinals. And that's how I ended my career. I could have played in the ECMCs, the ECACs with the team, which is like, They're like D3 version of the NIT. Like It's like another tournament you can play in. But I was
That's
over.
a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. It's like if you don't make the postseason tournament, you can go to the ECAC. But like those are teams that like lose in the finals of their conference tournament or lose in the semifinals. You group them all together, and you make a whole another tournament.
I don't know. There's a thing for D3.
Yeah, it's a thing. So we got invited. My junior year I played because I was like, oh, the seniors want to keep playing. I'll keep playing. My senior year, I was like, fuck no, I'm not playing. Like, I don't want to. I just didn't. I was like, nah, I'm done with basketball. Like, I'm done. So that's how my collegiate career ended. Like, do I regret it? No, because I did things on my term and I played hard and everything. Definitely could have did a little more. Like, as a team, I feel like we definitely could have did a little more. But that's why we play the game.
So then, how do you go from that, like, to I'm done with basketball, to find your love for the game in a different way though? Because now you're our assistant coach back at Mondjii, your alma mater.
Right.
However you say that word.
Say alma mater?
Alma mater.
Is that the word you were looking for there?
Something like
I
that.
speak 2 languages. Anyways,
Something like that. Shit, I can speak bits of 3 languages.
So, I never stopped loving basketball. I just didn't think I loved playing it, and I never wanted to cheat the game and like be out there if my heart wasn't in it. That's how I felt about it. If I'm not going 100%, I don't really want to be in that. So that's how I looked at it. So, I always felt like I was a coach on the floor to a certain degree. Like I was a defensive anchor. Like I wasn't really a scoring guy like that, but defensively, I was putting people in positions all the time. I'm studying I watch film just to see how you guys are gonna play me, play us, or just run your offense. I used to talk mad shit to the other coaches because I know exactly what you guys are about to do. We're gonna stop you. Like I'm telling you right now, I'm running out of the court like, hey, coach, watch this. We're gonna stop you. So, I didn't graduate on time, and I had to graduate during COVID. So that year, actually, Coach Hack did reach out and say, hey, like if you do want to help out while you're in school. Like
this is the year you just finished. This is Coach Hack's first year.
Yeah.
So your last year,
mm-hmm.
the next year Coach Hack came in.
Yeah, Coach Hack came in like middle, like right before the
So that's you
season
that
was about to start.
so that's you that Rari
Yeah.
came in and
Yeah.
Matt goes full circle.
And
Yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah,
Kinda
no,
crazy.
literally.
It's
I
literally
don't
full circle.
know those guys. Like I only know Kendall, Tyler, and Rodney because like they were with me. Like so, I'm there and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to help out. Like, yeah, if I'm not a coach, I kind of don't want to be like a student assistant. But also at the time, I'm just like, I just want to focus on school and finish. I'm already graduating late, so he reached out and was like, "Do you want to do it?" I was like, "No, thank you though. Like for real, thank you. I actually appreciate it because he knew me because I was an okay, good player here, and like he was obviously a Mondjii alum, so he followed some of the games because he was a coach. So as the midst of the pandemic, I'm like, damn, what do I want to do? Like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? So pandemic, like things start opening up. I'm like, you know what? I want to coach. So I'm looking. I'm like, I hit up my first coach, Mike Blaine. He's at Plattsburgh. I'm like, hey, like, do you need like an assistant? He's like, I really do actually need one. But Plattsburgh is in the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, I need another job. Like,
Did he get fired from here? Or
No,
did
he left.
He left.
He left. State job is just better. Like, it's harder to get fired when you're when you work for the state. And Plattsburgh's a state school.
They're in the SUNY.
Yeah. So he can literally have that job forever, even if he did like a But he's a good coach. Like I love him. So, I'm like, yeah, like, do you have any other jobs I could like look to have to like fund my living out there? Because it's the middle of nowhere. He's like, nah, I don't really know of anything. Because he was also just getting there. So I'm like, you know what? Like, let me see if I can do something in Buffalo. My former teammate, John Smith, hits me up because he's working at a school. He's like, yo, we need a teacher. You want to teach? I'm like, hey, I'm a black belt. Like, I've had teaching background. Like, I actually do like kids.
How does having a black belt have anything to do with?
Because I'm already a karate instructor. Like, I have to instill
you're an instructor.
discipline.
Yeah.
That's trying to
See,
clown me.
I thought he was just throwing out like I'm a black belt and shit.
Nah, like I'm already an instructor, and I've done
okay,
summer camps where I've done academic things before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Like now it's just gonna be full time. So I hit up Coach Hag. I took the job anyway because I wanted to get out like New York City. Like New York City was so freaking clustered, and with the pandemic, it's just like, bro, I don't want to just be in the house all the time. So I come out here and I hit up Coach Hag. And he's like, you want to hop on stage? He's like, you want to hop on stage? He's like, let's have a meeting. And I tell him like, yeah, like I really want to try it out, like see what this is about. So he gives me the shot, opportunity, first year rolling, and we won the championship. Like I just like I thought I knew a lot of things like as going to being a coach, but then like when you're just really a coach, there's just so much you don't know. Like until you're in it, that I was just like, wow, like I'm an idiot. Like I don't know anything. And then,
That's actually a crazy full circle story.
Yeah, it's crazy. To end up at Mondjii, like to win the championship with Kendall, Rodney, and Tyler, 3 guys that were here with me, was like the best part about it.
That's
like,
crazy.
That was the best part about it. Like that was the best part about it because I watched them grow. Like,
Are you younger than Oscar?
Nah, I'm 26. I was 24, and I turned 27 end of this month.
You know, actually, what's crazy? How old did you say Coach Long is?
Coach Long is 28.
What? That fucking threw.
I
me
knew
the
that.
fuck off.
I knew
When
that.
he said that in the gym today,
I knew that, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like Coach Long's mad older than us, and Ceddy's like close. I just feel like Ceddy's like he's like a player coach. You feel me?
Yeah, no, for sure. Which is why.
But I don't think Ceddy and Oscar. Ceddy and Coach Long are like 2 years apart.
Yeah,
I mean that Coach Long's 4 years older than Oscar.
2 kids, bro. Like that shit threw me off when he said that so hard.
Coach Long, 28. Damn, shout out Coach Long.
Shout out Coach Long. Good dude. Good guy.
That's crazy. So you spent 2 years here. Actually, you said
This is my second year.
Yeah. So you said you learned like what do you really? What's the difference? I want the difference in learning the game and like because now you're not on the court, now you're on the sidelines, but in a different perspective. Like what are you really like learning? Like
well,
what's the differences?
first thing, I can't look at a player and be like, that's me out there because this is what I would have done. I can only instruct you on how the game should go and how it should be played and how you should play defense. And then, like, the player has to go out there and use my instruction. But I can't be, like, have the mindset of, like, because I could go there and block that shot means that kid can also do that just because
I'm not blocking no
he
shots.
kind of looks like me or kind of resembles what I think he should be able to do. No, I got to take it at face value and be like, oh, you can grow in this area and this area. Another thing is just rotations. I was a big man, so I only knew my position on the court when it came to plays, but now I gotta know all 5 spots because I gotta tell you, Max, what to do at the 2, and then I gotta go tell James what he gotta do at 5, and I might have to do that one after the other. Like, so I gotta know all the spots. scouting, I think that was the thing that was probably easy for me to transition. I loved watching film anyways, seeing player tendencies, so that was fine. I guess like just putting that into like film, and just like writing up a scouting report was different than just me being like, as a player, like, oh, I see he likes to go left, so I just cut that hand off. Like I have to like label out different tendencies, and then like making a game plan, like watching Coach Hack do it, and just like sometimes he asks me questions and it just takes me extra long to process, especially last year, where he just does it like this. I'm just like, damn, this motherfucker like, just knows. It's just like you really got to be in it and just rep it over and over and over again. You just got to be around basketball all the time. And then the mental side of the game, because as much as it's mental for a player, now as a coach, I got to focus uber hard on what I'm doing with you guys, and then like, we love you guys, right? But, like, you guys all have different things going on. So your emotions, then somebody else's emotions, it's just like, wow, it's a lot. And I'm also a teacher. So I remember one day I just came in, I was just so drained. I was just like, I can't take it. Like, there's just so many emotions going on. So just learning that side of the game and just, like, working kids out. Like, last year I couldn't work kids out because I didn't even, like, I got to work kids out. Like, I got to make a workout. Like, I didn't even know how to do that. I wasn't asked to do that. So it was just, like, so many things that you just don't know, like, oh wow, you actually have to learn to do that. Like, I just
a lot of like skill, a ton of different skills.
Yeah,
that, like, you
it's
wouldn't
just
even think about.
Yeah, like, but I didn't know like, oh, I actually have to like think of workouts that I got to make you guys do. Like, I'm just thinking like, oh, it's already when you're a player, it's just there. Oh, okay, this is what you want me to do? I'm gonna do it. But now as a coach, like, what should we do today? Shit, I don't know. Or damn, like we should do this today, and then we should go through that, and then we got to do step by step the teaching process.
No, like I could like understand that because in the summer I coach at this like youth basketball camp. I've been doing it for years, and every year there's like this training camp, like for the first like it's like once or twice a week for like 2 weeks like leading up to the summer, and like all the coaches like play basketball. Some play pro or all D1 college athletes, so it's like they hire high level like athletes. It's a really big company. I think we've talked about it on the pod before. But, like, in training camp, like, they separate people in different groups. And, like, it's like, okay, so how would you teach a Euro step? Like, my first time going through it, I was like, damn, like, you really, like, or, like, how would you, like, a jab, rip through, like, there's so many, like, minute, like, steps that you wouldn't even think about teaching. But you also have to think, like, I'm not teaching you. I'm not teaching a college basketball player. I'm teaching a 8-year-old kid.
Yeah.
So, for you, you're not teaching a 4-year varsity college basketball player. You're teaching a freshman like Chris, who's played 5 years of basketball.
That's not true.
8 years of basketball, or teaching me, who's coming in for the first time, not knowing what the fuck I'm getting into. Like, you really have to like change your message based on who you're teaching, because there's also some kids who know better than others, and it's just like,
and that's what I'm
so
saying.
Different.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying when I'm saying I can't teach you like it's me. Like I just have to teach you from just like literally from the basic, and then like however you guys put your style and flavor on it, you're gonna do that because everybody has tendencies that you want to go to it. But like, if I'm just there like, oh, do this athletic ass move, that's just not, or take these long strides, and you're not my height. I'm not helping you. Like, I'm not helping you at all, and that was like a challenge for me. Like, and I feel like as though like that's what separates like a coach who's played and a coach who hasn't played, because a coach who hasn't played just has like just a broad view of like how he sees it, but like his view is like just this is what I see and this is the best version of how it is. And then a player is just like this is the best way to go about it. But there's 1,000 ways. Like Max and you guys are gonna go about it different ways. Like
whatever player different play styles.
Exactly.
You got anything, Chris? You've been pretty quiet today.
I've been just sitting in it. I don't know. I was going to ask you about what you think about James's potential right now, because this is a conversation we've had a lot with like Zai and everyone. We talk about like who we think in the freshman class has the most potential coming up. And honestly, I might just go with that. Who do you think in the current freshman class has the most potential? And honestly, we can cut this if you want to say some crazy shit. But like,
we can go a little bit off topic.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't like the word potential sometimes. Because like as coaches, you get so caught up in what could be. Like, you need to, like, look at shit for what it is. Like, I think James has improved, like, a tremendous, like, from where he was. Like, so, like, I think, are you going to, like, I'll know what type of kid and player James can be when I see him next year, when I'm not with him in the gym.
Yeah, actually, I had a whole offseason.
Yeah, like what do you do when you're by yourself? Because he has he's learning a whole bunch of new shit. Throw straight at him every day. He can go to a gym and start doing things by himself. Like, and then we'll see how, like, are you catching the ball? Like, did you take a step back from where you were already at? Are you dunking more frequently? Are you catching more frequently? Those are 3 things right there that are gonna let me know off rip. Like, hey, he can get better.
For the viewers, James is 6'11", 280. Size 19.
In the words of Coach Hack, pause, but he's very raw. Like, he hasn't played a lot of basketball.
Yeah, and
he's like a
and
60 overall.
And that's the thing about being raw.
Shout out James.
Yeah, I've been there with the raw stuff. So it's like, pause. So it's just like, so I've been there. So it's like literally, it's about reps.
That's my thing with James. We were talking about, because I was like, he could be, if we, in 4 years, our team could be literally disgusting. And he said James is like the thing that sort of holds that together. And I'm his roommate.
Because, yo,
so
no
like,
team.
I see him off the court. And I see like what he's like. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't see him getting in the gym in the offseason. It just doesn't seem like him.
And
Shit, but maybe he picked up those tendencies being around guys, being around like throughout the year.
Maybe. I don't know. I've been with him for 7 months now.
I don't
see
like that because we have guys who get in the gym all the time. Like, we got you who hits me up when you want to get a workout in. I don't have a car right now, but if anybody wants to get in the gym, man, I will be there. Like, I live across the street. There's no excuse. Weather getting warmer, that walk getting nicer. So it don't matter. Season ends. We find out the gym times, man. If I'm allowed to be in there with you guys, I'll be in there with you guys. Like, it doesn't matter. So, like, I mean, yeah, there are going to be some cats that don't work out and don't do too much, but there are going to be some dudes who do. Like, you choose your path. Like, my junior year, go to my senior, I started taking lifting more seriously. Because I was like, you know what, like, I do want to get stronger for next season, and it really helped, like, because I had to take on more of a scoring role, like, just ripping and driving, versus, like, my junior year, just like, oh, I can catch and finish, or, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm just past, like, we had scores, but I was like, I just looked ahead, and I was just like, we're not recruiting everybody else, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more scoring, just a tad bit more, but I can't, like, you know, be soft, or, like, not have, just live, like, I got to do something. In New York City, I guess it's easy for me. I can always go out, play pickup. Like, I can, like, stay in shape that way and then just, like, go to the YMCA and lift. And I was sneaking in the YMCA all the time at that point. Like, shout out to YMCA. I was sneaking in there all the time. So it was cool. But,
no, I definitely think. I mean, you've definitely taken the last little bit. Bro, Chris is 5'11".
202 pounds, bitches. 15 pounds in 2 months.
And I love that.
Shit.
Now, we got to get Chris in the gym. But the gym with a basketball, like, lock him in there.
That's exactly.
Because now he has no excuse. We can't say he's weak.
No, that's my thing. I think like, and I've definitely like picked like, put more emphasis on the weight room this year. I've always like been in the weight room, but it's just more like, stay in shape. But I really like the last little bit is like put on, and I've also put on probably like 10 pounds this year. Like I'm like, probably like 176, 177. I probably came in here 165. But I feel like if I could get to like 185, 190 by next year. Like, especially with how I am offensively and I'm going to continue to develop, like, if I could just, like, stay in front of somebody, like, enough, and then, like, maybe get a few rebounds, being 190, like, I feel like I could definitely put myself in a good position to be on the floor and play, like, valuable minutes next year. I think that's definitely what it's about.
You just got to, like, you got to be consistent. Like I said, like, all season's going to tell a lot. Like, you guys are going to go away. Like, you come back for that first open gym, it'll tell you all you need to know about how somebody's summer went. That's as base I can put up. 100%. He ain't do anything. Like, you can tell.
100%.
Like, so it'll be just like that.
100%. Although, like, shit. Like, the offseason, I want to go as far as we possibly can. But also, I can't wait for the offseason to, like, just be able to develop and just be able to work on my game and shit.
For sure. I mean, yeah, like
I don't want the season to end, but, like, when it ends, it's going to suck because, like, this has been my life for the last, like, long-ass time. 6 months. But then, like, probably take a little bit, like, step away from it for a day or two, but then like I can't wait to just put in work.
Doesn't Coach Hack like legit close the gym for 2 weeks? Like you just can't be in there. He said that at some point.
Yeah. I think he still let you two in there though. But yeah, for the most part, or like he like I feel like that's more like you played heavy minute, man. Take a break, like. But even us though, like we all need that mental step away. Like we've been together. All the time. Like, I see you guys all the time. Love y'all. I'm just saying. Like,
shit, more than 6 days a week.
I'm saying, like,
every day for the last 3 weeks.
Exactly. So it's just like we all need that mental break. Like, just a little reset, you know? Still watch basketball.
I definitely, like, I don't want to say I can't wait for the offseason because that sounds like I want the season to end, which I don't. And I want to go as far as we can, but I'm excited to, like, really take my development to the next level.
Yeah, just have time to yourself. I get it.
And just like put that emphasis in the weight room, put that emphasis on my weaknesses, so I can come in next year and contribute.
Of course.
But going into that, so we've had a bunch of the people who played in that development game on the podcast, but I kind of want to ask you some questions about how it is to, like, because we took a bigger step in the development game as players and as a role on the team, but you also took a bigger step as a coach. So going from the third assistant to the second assistant, having more like say on plays and like playing time and stuff like that. So talk about your experience as coaching the development team.
I'd say that like Coach Hack's like been great for me because I don't get around a lot of coaches, like, and Coach Long is included with the Coach Hack thing, where I'm like, yeah, you've been in this longer than me, but I feel as though like you know a lot. Like, knowing basketball, Coach Hack really knows his stuff. So whenever he tells me like, hey, what do you think on this, or how do you think we should go about this, I'm like, wow, like, you asking me? Cause I'm asking you in my head. So it just feels more like I'm just happy about it. Like, I'm happy about the trust. That's why I'm glad I'm here with him, because like I could have went somewhere where I was just mandated to just like warming you guys up, you know, like just a glorified manager role. You never know, just because like he didn't know me and he took a chance on putting me in his staff. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely love the development team. Like, chance to spend time with you guys. I love that you guys played. You know, like, it didn't have to be mistake free. So you kind of see what the college environment is like. For sure. Like, especially, I liked it more that you guys got to see a couple games, like, of how like college is, and then go and then play in the development. So you're just like, oh, okay, so that's why we do it this way in practice. That's why they go into games like this, and then this is why we do it when we're in the development team game. Like, it's all like everything is done with a purpose. There's just no wasted time or emotion. Like,
especially in college ball, yeah, too fast paced.
Come on, so that's like literally it was great for me, and to just be in that second seat, like, and just be like, hey, like, you know, run this play, or hey, I see this, like. It's just more freedom, but I mean, Coach Hack gives me that regardless, even with the first team. Like, yeah. I'm not gonna say he doesn't. Do
you have any like examples of, like, for example, the last development game, that was the most recent one I remember, where you made like a coaching call, like, yo, they're guarding this player like this, so let's make this adjustment, or like, do you have anything like that?
I got a perfect one, Max. I called one up for you. That's what I did.
My man.
What I'm saying?
My man.
Got that boy that three. Boom. Splash. Yeah, plenty of time at the top of the key.
My man.
So, yeah, because even the development game, like, it helps me see how they're doing things defensively, so because it's slower. Yeah. So, because when we're doing a regular game, sometimes I'm like, whoa, like, Coach Hack will be like, yeah, this and this happened. I'll be like, bro, chill. I'm still on the first part of what you just said. But then, like, with the development team, I see it all. So it's just like, okay, boom, we can do this. So that really helped. But at the end of the day, like, we also don't want to overcoach you guys. Like, you guys are just out there, like, hoop. Like, you know, like, get better and just, like, play through your mistakes. You know, like, we don't want to call set down every time. It's playoff instinct. Like, you know, we got a couple of thinkers on the team. So we gotta let them freestyle a little bit.
Sure. You got anything? Because I got one I'm curious about, but I want to see if you have anything. Because you've been mad quiet today. You good?
Listening, bro.
Just listening?
Taking it all in.
All right. So I want to know, like, what are the next steps? So you go from playing, then you go to teaching. You said you want to. How do you plan on growing your coaching career?
It's crazy because last year when we finished the season with the championship, I was like, damn, what can I do next? Like,
I want to hear about that the TBT event and like how.
Yeah, like, I'm getting to that. So it's just like, damn, like, what do I do next? Like, how do I even go about like furthering my coaching career? Like, I'm thinking about all this stuff and I just have no idea. So my boy, like I said, Joe Hughley, who I had played with in JUCO, he's out at Wake Forest, director of player personnel.
He's the one who transferred from Robert Morris?
Yeah. He's now in the coaching world too, but he's already got 2 years ahead of me because he finished up playing at Eastern Tennessee State University. And Steve Forbes, who was the coach, got the Wake Forest job and took him as an assistant.
It's all about connections.
Yeah, it's literally all about connections. Player development. They started a TBT team with the Eastern Tennessee State University team. So the first year, he coached that by himself. But the second year, he sees that I'm coaching because during the middle of the season, like last year, Wake Forest flew to flew to Syracuse, and he got me tickets to go to the game. So I drove to Syracuse, and I'm just like we sat down, we talked for a while, and then like obviously he's busy. I'm busy with the season. Like we text here and there. He calls me like, "Yo, man, I was just thinking about you, Ceddy." I'm like, "What's up, bro?" He's like, and I was thinking about asking him to be on the TBT staff. He's like, "Man, I want to bring you on board for the TBT. I want you to learn." I'm like, "What? Like you're calling me, bro? I was gonna call you." He's like, "Yeah, man. Like a lot of people ask me, but like." You're one of my guys, and I just feel like you could just develop from this opportunity. So, like I from that point forward, I got the TBT set up. He's just asking me to scout our own team, like watch film on the guys. So like as soon as I get in the gym, I already know what they play like because they're pros now. So I can just look stuff up online. They got highlight tape and stuff like that. So I'm looking at that. I'm just like, wow, like I'm about to be with some dudes this summer. But then shout out Coach Hack. I'm also just like, yeah, what else can I do? Because we had like the end of the year meeting. He's just like, hey, like you need to do hoop group this summer. Like you know who you're gonna meet at hoop group, like hoop group elite camps. So I'm there. I'm just like, okay.
Like recruiting?
Not recruiting too, but more so just develop and like.
What is that? Because I'm not from. Do you know what that is?
Okay, so
I know it's like an event of like it's like
okay, so
different
hoop
camps and
is
shit,
just
but
like
like
it's like they have camps in the summer where like there's a academic elite camp, there's invite only camp, there's future All American camp, but they also have like events where like there's a hoop group like Hoop Jam Fest where they invite AAU teams and they have like their own like circuit. It's not like the EYBL, but they bring guys who might be on the EYBL circuit or might just be like top Division I players or Division II players, and like they'll just like set up their own event. And you can either work the event if Hoop Group knows you, or you can like just go recruit. Like this Pittsburgh Jams
I know
Fest.
Pitt, yeah.
Yeah, so that's Hoop Group. So Coach Hack goes there to recruit. I'll definitely be going there this year. But like he was just like, yeah, like you need to like be around that because you want to be on as an assistant coach. You want to be on the road. You want people to know your name. Like so, like when you're dapping them up, they know who you are. Because more people know who you are, that means you're really out here working. You know what I'm saying? You're not just like at home. Like. In this business, you gotta work. If you want to, and then because again, I don't know. Like if you and I are an assistant, you might move somewhere else. They might need a spot, and because you like me, you're cool with me. You might be like, hey, bro, like you want to come hop on staff with me? Like we got an extra spot. So I have hoop group set up for the summer, and it was hell getting down there. Like
what like locations?
So the hoop group camp is in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. It's in Poconos, so it's about 3.5 hours from here, and 4.5 hours from here and like 3.5 from the city. So I was here in Buffalo. I didn't have my car at the time. So I take the bus all the way down there. And I'm just at the academic elite camp. And you're dorming, like they give you food and stuff, but you're just out there with a bunch of assistant coaches just like you. Like I'm like there with a bunch of me's. Like fresh, either they just got done playing or they were managers who now they're coaching. Like it's just perfect, and it's D3 heaven. That's what they call it, because you're only gonna see the D3 guys there. You might see like one D2 or you only see one or two D2s there, because the D1 guys, like you're an assistant coach. You're not. That's not how you network. You're going to the EYBL circuit to network, like because that's where all the D1 guys are. You're going to the Adidas, Under Armour, but they call it D3 heaven because like also like we're also just trying to get our name out there, and then the directors are working the camp with you, so. I get there for the first academic league camp. Like they also give you your own team. Like they split everybody up into like 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 11s, 12s, 13s, 14s, 15s, 16s, and 17s. So essentially, you're like first and third quarter kid, or you're second and fourth quarter kid. You play in second and fourth, that means you're pretty good because you're playing second and fourth. You're in the first and third, you're not that good. And we all rank the kids. Like, we put kids in gyms, like, there's several different courts, and, like, they're going in pods of 5, just playing 5-on-5 for, like, an hour. We're just jotting down, like, oh, he's a 1. And you think he's a 1? He's an 11 to me. And then we're just comparing notes. And then at the end, they go eat. We go draft them. Like, we're like, hey, number 280, I like him. I want him on my team, right? And that's how that's how all the camps work. But, like.
Yeah, I've been to a few. That sounds, like, familiar. But like, that's dope.
Yeah, so.
I know there's like the insides and outs. So, did you recruit any of those kids from those camps are here now?
No. I was so new to everything. Everything was just spinning for me. Like I was just there trying to.
I feel that.
I was just there like, I gotta write plays. I ain't never write plays before because I'm trying to win a game. Like, we went all the way to the semifinals my first time over there for the academic league camp. But I'm just there like, oh, I'm in charge of you? Like, you're staying in the dorms, but now I got to make sure you come on time because then the director's going to be, I'm like, where's the kid? Because we're dealing with kids.
So then you draft the kids and they stay in your dorm with you?
No, they stay in well, I live like in my own thing, but yeah, they stay in the same building.
So you're supervising the kids like outside of that?
Yeah, like
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, like we have a game. You have 3 games.
How long is it?
It's 3 days. So you play 2. You have like 5 guaranteed games, and like you have like the playoffs. I made the playoffs every time I was there. Just saying. So, yeah, like I did that, and then I go off to TBT, and again I'm in a whole new world. Like I get there, like I'm mad nervous because I'm like, damn, like I'm a D3 guy. Like with these D1 guys, like what's going on? And then like they respect me because like obviously. The head coach is one of my best friends, and he swore for me. But now I'm like doing the dirty clothes. Like I'm back to that. But then I'm also like they're hitting me up like, "Hey, Ced, I want to work out like before practice." They're pros, so this is their job. So practice is 2 to 4. They're in there at 10 a.m. They're in there an hour and a half, and the other assistant coach with me. Shout out my guy Pat Good. He's in there with me because he played for the team too, but he's not a pro. He wants to get into coaching too. So he's actually at LMU right now, the top 5 in the country, D2. So he got the job off of TBT. Like they saw his work ethic and they reached out to him. So we're just there working the guys out, like ball handling moves, combos, like. Coming off like just working, I'm sweating with them, like that's what it is. And we had training camp, so we're doing that. But then this is when I know I'm at a whole new level. We got a playbook of plays, and they know the plays, and I don't even know the plays. Like we're calling horns pin, horns wide pin zoom. Now I just said 2 things that sound similar, but 2 completely different things are happening, bro. Side horn action. Like horns Ivo pin, like all we have like 30 to 40 different plays, and I'm just there like I don't know any of these. Like I'm just there like what's going on this play? What's going on this play? And I'm living with the head coach, my best friend. So he's like, "Said draw this play up for me. We just ran today, bro. How the fuck do you remember that shit, bro? How do I remember that shit?" So like that's when I learned that the pro game was just like a different level. Like every detail is so.
These guys get paid to play on TBT?
No, you don't get paid. You play for
What's
$1 million.
the incentive? Oh, it's okay.
Play for $1 million. But like, depending on where you are, like, shout out Dylan, our GM, our general manager. He pays for us to like go out to eat, right? But Eastern Tennessee State, like, they're loved. Like, they won like 30 games right before the pandemic. They were on.
They're good, yeah.
They were gonna upset a team in the tournament because they had just beat LSU that year. So and like in the regular season with Steve Forbes. So like. We stay in the dorms with Eastern Tennessee because they love us. So they're like, you guys can stay there for free. Like, it's fine. And then, like, they're also, like, the hometown heroes. So we go out to eat sometimes. Like, the super fan invited us to his house and just paid for dinner. Like,
there's an Eastern Tennessee State superfan?
Yeah. Yeah. And man, that's what I'm saying. I'm there like, wait, we have a super fan? What are we doing here? Like,
That's
I didn't know that was a thing.
You know the Raptors super fan?
Yeah, he's a G.
No, I've met him before.
Actually?
Yeah.
We talked to him.
Yeah. I
So,
have a picture of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of fire.
So I'm just learning the pro game is just different, like the actions and everything. And like as training camp wound down, I started like winding down. I started to like recognize the sets and like even like start to be able to like make my own plays and stuff. But it took a while. Like, and you gotta remember, this is still my first year, so I'm just getting thrown to the fire from Coach Hag. Joe's throwing me in the fire. Hugo's throwing me in the fire. We end up going to Sweet 16 of the TBT. We won our first 2 games. Lost the third one. Our second best player, our shooter, Jay Riley, he gets hurt the game before. He was also the 3-point champ for our region, so he didn't even play. So we take West Virginia to the wire. West Virginia alumni team. Javon Carter was the coach.
That's crazy.
That's what he's doing this offseason. He's getting workout in the morning, and then he's holding the practice.
He's still in the
session.
league now, no?
He's still in the league. Yeah, hell yeah, he's in the league.
Where's he?
He's with the Bucks.
Bucks, yeah.
So yeah, he's we went up against him. Like most people on TBT, they were like, yo, like this is the best young coaching staff. Like that's shout out to us that they give us. They give us props. They really give Joe his props because he was coaching his ass off. Like he ran like a
Coach
lot
Long?
Joe Hughley. That's the name of my best friend. He's there like. He was just coaching his ass off, and he runs his practices like an actual practice. A lot of some TBC teams like they just get a couple.
Bullshit.
They're bullshitting. They're playing pickup. Like we're running a practice. So or like Money Mayweather's team, they're just flying in Michael Beasley to play to just shoot 30 shots and hope they make it to the next round. You got Jimmer for that team. He's shooting 40 shots. We were playing the right way. So I think we definitely would have won had we had our second best player there, but he just wasn't there. And that's how basketball goes. So. Again, I think everything happens for a reason because as soon as that happens, I drive from West Virginia back to the Poconos, Pennsylvania, and now I'm at the invite only. Session for Hoop Group. The first person I see when I enter the door is Will Cabrera, my mentor, who coached against me. He was at Mount Aloysius when I was playing at Mondjii. He's like, Mondjii, what are you doing here? I was like, man, I'm trying to get into coaching, man. He's like, shoot, man, mess with me, man. And then he brought me under his wing, and like, the invite only. I'm like, there's two sections of camp. There's like the elite players, and then there's the okay players. I was with the okay players, so I'm watching all the elite stuff happen, but I'm not coaching them. I'm just there like, dang, like I wish I was on that side. But he saw my work ethic. He saw I was like, went to the semifinals again. Always the semifinals. I don't know why I can't get to the finals. But I lose, and he's like, you staying for the next camp? He goes, yo, you've been working hard. I'll make sure you're on like the better side next time. So the best camp is the future All-American camp. That's where you got Kyan Anthony, Melo's son.
Oh, yeah.
He's there. You just got a bunch of dudes.
This is for like underclassmen then, no?
Huh? Yeah. You got the top 8th graders in the country. You got the top 9th graders and 10th graders. You got the dudes who will be the dudes. Like, there are backups at their school right now, most of them. Like
they play varsity. They play varsity.
They're playing varsity. They're not playing. Like, one of the kids, Danny Manning, he plays for Stepanak, but the person in front of him, like, is going to, like, I don't know, he's going to, like, UConn, the starting point guard. So, like, but they're tough. He's top 10 point guard in his class. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's just a bunch of guys, bro. Like, and even if you're not, like, ranked, you're going to be a D1 player or a D2 player at the very least. So, and they're hungry. They're young. What? That guy's ranked? I'm not? I'm going to go at that guy. Like, that's what they're on. Like, so it was just a great experience. I believe I drafted my best team that time. Like my team was loaded. Should have probably went further. Went to the semifinals. I got outcoached. Ashton Gibbs outcoached me. He now coaches for the Atlanta Hawks G League team. He's the assistant coach there, so it's fine to me, man. That was my first year. He's over there. I must be doing something all right. So that's really how like my first year went. And I came, and then after that, like, I was like, well, again, what do I do? So I started talking to Will Cabrera. He's like, hey, man, like, definitely. And I talked to Joe Hughley, and he was like, I think you should do a grad assistant spot because there's a lot of stuff you want to go D1 that you need to learn. Like, there's just, like, the different, like, scouting thing that they use. They use Synergy, but they use another thing called Sports Code to cut the film up, like, and just to be around D1 atmosphere, like, travel with the team. I don't know anything, like, how practice goes. So... like, the conclusion of this year, I'll definitely be looking for, like, a grad assistant spots. I definitely, like, want to, like, be at. Like, I feel like Eastern Tennessee State University, Joe Hughley now works there. He's moved on from Wake Forest, so I definitely feel like
he's the head coach there now?
You know, he's the assistant coach. He's the top assistant coach there, though. Like, he's the first year. So he's there. He can easily get me the GA spot. So I'll definitely be, like, trying to go over there. And my mentor, Will Cabrera, he has a VCU connect and a George Washington connect. So it's just like, it's about what fits and what door opens. Like, I didn't plan any of this, as you see from what I'm saying. I'm doing my best at where I'm at.
Shit, that's all you could do.
And then when a door opens, I'm there. And I'm also going to be going to the Final Four in Houston, April 1st to the 4th. And you never know, like, I'm going to be there with Joe Hughley again, my guy. And... if he's like, hey, man, like, this is my guy right here. I swear by him. I just can't do a bad job wherever I go next because that's another way the business works is like, hey, like, that guy's good? Nah, man, he doesn't work hard. Like, he's not in the gym because you still got to be a gym coach. I got to work you out. Is he on the road? Does he go recruit? does he do anything? Like, does he talk to coaches? And it's
Whole
like,
different world.
yeah, exactly. And like, I'm just thankful, like, again, because I was in Jersey and then Maryland, and I'm also from New York. I know coaches from all three places, and those are hotbeds. So I'm just itching. Like, I'm gonna recruit the heck out of everything this spring, because I know more than I did last year. And last year, I didn't say, but I played open gym with the guys, and I tore my Achilles. So I was out for like 4 months. I couldn't walk. Like, I just started walking enough to go to the hoop group, and then to go to TBT. So that's another reason why I couldn't even recruit. 'Cause I was gonna go to Gym Rat, because Mike Blaine, like, he had put in a word for me to be one of the scouts over there. I couldn't even do that because I couldn't walk. So I had a boot on. I'm not about to show up as a coach with a boot on. Like, I'm not Coach K. I'm not 50. I'm saying I gotta move around. So yeah, that's everything for real.
I think it's been like an hour. We can definitely wrap it up in a minute.
It's an hour and 4 minutes. Jesus Christ. You want to ask him the final question or what?
I've asked enough questions. I think you guys.
Classic final question. I don't know if you've seen this on Instagram or TikTok, but if there's one thing you could tell your younger self about basketball or life, what would it be?
Basketball with life?
Yeah.
So like trying to get
one piece of advice.
Trying to get to the next level. Something you tell little bro trying to make it, trying to play college basketball.
I could say a lot of things, but I just want to go and stay focused, man. Like, you're going to miss out on a lot trying to play basketball, trying to coach. Like, I have friends that aren't in the business, and they're my best friends, but I don't speak to them every day. I'm not around. I won't be around. I'm not moving back to New York. So it's just like, I'm focused on what I want to do, like the longevity of it. Like, I want to definitely coach pro. I definitely want to do all these things, but I can't say I want to do these things and just not be focused. So it starts from young. Like, are you focused? When I said I wanted to play basketball, I had to put other things to the side. Like, so stay focused. That's my piece of advice.
So that's episode
13,
but I don't know when this is going to come out. So whenever it hits there, it hits there. And thank you, Ced, for hopping on the ship, and we'll be back
Appreciate
soon
you
with
guys. I was
episode.
scared you guys weren't going to ask me shit.